Welcome back, champions. Today we explore one of the most powerful and transformative principles in Daoism, the timeless wisdom of Yin and Yang. In the next few minutes, you will learn how to harness the dual forces of life to create true balance within yourself, foster harmony in your relationships, and elevate your leadership to unprecedented heights. The concept of Yin and Yang is not merely an abstract idea. It's a living, breathing force that governs everything in the universe, including our inner selves. The Daoist sages understood that the natural world is not divided into absolutes. There are no permanent divisions between good and bad, success and failure, joy and sorrow. Instead, life is a fluid, dynamic interplay of complementary forces, opposites that cannot exist without each other, and that feed and define one another. This dance between the two energies is the pulse of existence itself, the Tao. Let us take a moment to examine how these forces manifest in our leadership. To lead effectively is not simply to impose our will upon others. True leadership lies in understanding the subtle art of balance. If we push forward too aggressively, we risk overwhelming those we lead. We may inspire for a time, but the pressure will eventually break both ourselves and those under our command. Yet if we become passive, too willing to follow rather than lead, we leave our team without direction, without purpose. This is where the dance of Yin and Yang comes into play. The great leaders are not those who perpetually force their will, but those who know when to assert their power and when to step back, when to move boldly, and when to allow others to rise. Think of some of the greatest leaders throughout history. Were they not those who balanced moments of decisiveness with moments of humility? The ability to inspire confidence, yes, but also the wisdom to listen, to remain open, and to respect the contributions of others. This is the essence of leadership: to channel the force of Yang when the moment demands it, and to embrace the quiet strength of Yin when the time is right. Both energies are required for true success, and when we master the interplay between them, we unlock an unshakable power to lead with clarity and purpose. Yet this power does not come from simply imitating the actions of others. It is an inner mastery, an understanding of when and how to summon the appropriate energy within us. Daoism teaches that we must be in touch with both the force of action, Yang, and the force of stillness, Yin, within ourselves. The question is not how to be strong in a conventional sense, but how to understand the deeper rhythms of life. In any given moment, we must ask ourselves, is this the time to push forward, or is it the time to retreat, to reflect, and to allow the situation to unfold naturally? Think of the leader who is always on, constantly hustling, always moving, never pausing. What happens over time? They burn out, they alienate others, and their vision becomes clouded. Leadership that is rooted in Yang energy alone is short-sighted. But the leader who balances their Yang with Yin, who knows when to be still, to observe, to let their team breathe, becomes a guiding force, like a calm river that allows others to find their way without forcing them down a rigid path. Leadership is about creating space for others to grow. The great masters of Taoism, like 𝐷𝐼𝐽 and 𝐷𝐸𝐺, understood that a leader's role is not to dominate, but to create an environment where the full potential of every individual can emerge. They understood that the flow of life, when left undisturbed, naturally aligns people with their purpose. A wise leader is a mirror of the Tao, reflecting the natural rhythms of the universe and guiding others in harmony with those rhythms. We are all leaders in some capacity, in our families, in our communities, in our workplaces. But leadership isn't just about having a title or managing people. It is about how we influence the world around us by our actions, our energy, and the way we embody balance. Now let's examine the concept of Yin and Yang in relationships. Relationships thrive when we learn to flow with these energies, and we falter when we force one side too heavily. Relationships, whether with a partner, a friend, or a colleague, are delicate balances of push and pull, giving and receiving. If we are always in yang, always asserting our needs, desires, and perspectives, we create tension. We create distance. But if we are always in yin, always yielding, always stepping back, always accommodating, we lose our own sense of self, and the relationship becomes stagnant. The key is not to choose one over the other, but to know when each is needed. Think of a relationship as a dance. Sometimes you lead, and sometimes you follow. Sometimes you assert yourself, and other times you listen. The balance of yin and yang in relationships creates a dynamic flow. One person's assertion, followed by the other's receptivity. It's a conversation, a constant exchange. The relationship itself becomes a harmonious whole, each person's needs and energies complementing the other. In this balance, both people grow, both people are nourished, and the relationship becomes a powerful force in their lives. Reflect, for a moment, on the nature of your own relationships. Do you find yourself always pushing forward, always trying to control or lead? Or do you find yourself yielding, avoiding conflict, and letting the other person dictate the flow? Both extremes lead to imbalance, but when you learn to find the right moment for each energy, you unlock the true power of connection. Personal growth is where the magic of yin and yang truly comes alive. We are often told that success comes from constant effort, from endless striving, from the relentless pursuit of goals. This is yang energy, driving, pushing, achieving. But what Daoism teaches us is that this is only half of the story. True growth comes not from perpetual action, but from knowing when to pause, when to rest, and when to simply be. When we push too hard, when we forget the wisdom of yin, stillness, receptivity, surrender, we exhaust ourselves. Growth becomes an impossible burden. But when we embrace the natural ebb and flow, when we allow ourselves to rest, to reflect, to absorb, we give ourselves the space to grow in ways we cannot yet comprehend. The Daoist sage knows that success does not come from ceaseless activity. It comes from a delicate balance of striving and yielding, of doing and being. Think of a tree. It does not grow by constantly stretching its branches outward. It grows by reaching deep into the soil, by allowing the roots to expand and settle. In the same way, your personal growth is rooted in both action and reflection, in both outward ambition and inner stillness. By embracing both forces, you allow yourself the time and space to grow deeper, stronger, and more aligned with your true path. The Daoist path is not one of endless struggle, but of harmony. It is about understanding that each moment contains both yin and yang, and that only by embracing both can we truly move forward in life. It is a path of effortless action, where we are no longer fighting against the current of life, but flowing with it, mastering both action and stillness, both creation and surrender. So I ask you, are you ready to embrace the dance of yin and yang in your own life? Are you prepared to lead with balance, to give and receive in harmony, to push forward and to rest when needed? The path to mastery lies in understanding this balance, in understanding the natural rhythms of the universe. And remember, this balance exists within you. It is not something external that you must seek. It is your birthright, waiting to be awakened. Take the first step toward balance today. Acknowledge the yin and yang within you, and you will find your leadership, relationships, and personal growth blossoming in ways you never thought possible. Before we close, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you actively choose the content that will fuel your journey to greater wisdom, greater masculinity, and greater harmony. Also, be sure to check out our other videos, where you can continue to explore the ancient teachings that will help you unlock your full potential. Until next time, champions, stay strong and stay committed to your path.